Hi guys, in today's video, I'll be sharing with you about the 5 biggest lessons I have learned in running a 7-figure agency. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Bryan. I run a 7-figure agency helping content creators, course creators, coaches, consultants with YouTube ads and running and scaling their webinars to 6 figures and beyond, right? If you want to start more of this style of content on actually how you can actually run an agency, you want to scale your offers and actually your webinars yourself, please do give a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and actually I'll create more of these videos and be updated every single month or so. All the way back to the content itself today. So a lot of people have been asking me, how do I actually run an agency? How do I learn from experience as an agency owner? Why do you specifically know so much about specific webinar scaling, running YouTube ads, running Facebook ads, on actually how the whole webinar business model or even a coaching business model is actually set up in different countries, different industries as well. And I just want to share a bit more about certain things about running the agency, specific for even my clients and for the friends or people that want me to mentor them. This information is for you. A lot of people actually have the idea of being in a 2 comma club, and we did recently got one. And that the 7-figure mark is like the best, I think, like the goal that you really want to hit. And me too at first when I started. So a bit more context is that when I first started, I also wanted that 2 comma club from ClickFunnels. Really wanted to actually get that to actually prove a point that my marketing is much better than other people. I have the way and stuff like that, right? But diving deeper into the industry, diving deeper into marketing, business, sales in general, I realized that marketing isn't the main thing that everybody should be focusing on. Is one of the core pillars in a business. That is definitely one thing. But even running as an agency, even if you don't market yourself, technically you still have clients if you do certain things actually very well. I'm going to share with you the 5 lessons that I learned throughout running an agency business, a service-based business, and you hope you can apply to any business and that you want to start to create or actually are currently in the midst of creating right now. So the first lesson is really to niche down, right? A lot of times my mentor actually told me you should niche down to a certain industry. We should niche down to a certain even service structure, or even to deliver a certain type of service only to our clients. And I didn't really understand nor listen, to be honest with you. And I get a feeling that when people listening, you really need to niche down. They have the same ideation thinking as when I first heard it. Say, why? I can serve so many clients, I can gain so much industry knowledge, I can gain so much knowledge with or knowledge that I'm good enough to not serve only one niche. That might be true to a certain extent when you're actually higher level. So if you're in an industry for quite a long while, especially in the agency industry or any other industry, working for other people, you might come out doing that, but you realize that all business actually has one set form of structure and delivery, right? So when you niche down, the delivery becomes much easier and much leverageable with people, with systems and SOP. And that's the reason why you want to niche down. And the second point of niching down is that you can charge even higher than what you're charging right now. So example of what we charge is that we charge basically a 5 to 10K USD of setup fee for webinar people, YouTube ads and everything. And also on top of that, we charge actually a profit share, at least a 20%, 15 to 20 to 30% profit share, depending on what we do, to the client itself. And that amounts up to at least 5 to 10 to 30K a month sometimes as well. And this is a very broad range. And imagine one client paying us 30, 40K a month in our industry, and while the rest of the other agencies are struggling to even make $1,000 or $2,000 a single month for one of their clients. And that's the power of niching down. And only understood this very clearly in year 2 of running the agency, right? And that's when we actually got things going, and we got a lot of new clients at a very high rate, and they stay with us close to more than 1 or 2 years. And in niching down, there's also a secondary factor, which is positioning and omnipresence. I'll be continuing that point later on in this video itself, right? So the second biggest lesson that I learned is really about having a clear goal, direction, and vision of the company. At first, when we started, we didn't really know what it was going on, right? Basically, I had no idea where this agency was going to be. I just want to serve as many clients and learn as much as possible. And the more you do things, the more you have a definition on when the vision and goal that you really what you want to do. So the clearer your goal is, the easier is it to lead your team, the easier is to lead yourself, and the easier is to make better decisions in the long run for your industry, your company, and your business, right? So, and that's really the goal, right? If you start a business without a clear vision, that's okay as well, right? But you really need to know what your clear goal is, and how do you really communicate that goal to your team. And if it's just an arbitrary goal, just maintain your business as a lifestyle. If it's more of a visionary goal, like Elon Musk, like other people, like very great visionary entrepreneurs, that you can do that, right? So really understand what type of business you really want to create, and understand how do you actually go and create, how to make better decisions in your time in the business, and how to actually hire for your business as well, right? So it comes to the second thing, it comes to hiring, which is if you don't have a clear vision or clear goal, when you hire, you cannot clearly communicate the vision, the mission, and the impact you are delivering to your clients, to the people that you sell your products and services to your team. And what happens that way is that your team becomes not motivated. They try to see other opportunities out in life, and they do not follow a clear leader.
They are such babies.
And when you don't have a clear leader or clear direction, in a sense, they don't know where they're going, most probably they'll leave within less than a year, right? And we have had that before, and I'm saying this based on experience. And it's very, very normal to actually have that. People come and go, but what you want to do is to actually deliver an impact in your team's life, in your customer's life as well, as long as you're able to portray that mission out through your actions, through your words, through things that you do and the things that you say to your team members as well. And that's something that really relates to me at this point in time. And when I started, I didn't really understood that, and actually caused a lot of problems in the company with my team members. And the longer I'm in the industry, the more in the company, the more I gain in experience in actually leading the team, actually understanding how the team works and the dynamics of creating a culture. And it's not only that you need to have like that type of team culture and that type of like giving cohesions and like giving meals and stuff like that to actually retain a team. Especially during this virtual age, people want to feel appreciated. People want to feel that they're making an impact. And that's what people really want to feel. Not only money, not only that, and they also want to feel growth, right? They want to know where they're going, to actually know that that growth is actually able to exponentially grow together with your team, to the company, and then they'll stay long with you. And that's really the direction and the vision, and that plays a part very, very well in their lives, in our lives, and in the company's lives as well. The third thing is really to hire properly. When I first started, we did learn a few tricks on hiring. However, what I realized throughout hiring as well is that sometimes there's really two parts of hiring. Are you hiring a new person just to help you out, or are you hiring an experienced person to take the load off your plate? Now, these fundamentally are two very different objectives, right? If you're hiring a new person and you want to train them up to take over some role while you still have capacity to do so, because you don't have the resources in terms of cash, that is totally okay, right? But you want to hire based on character, you want to hire based on values, you want to hire based on work ethic. And that's what you really should test for. Now, you should test all of this in every single hire that you do. However, when you're hiring more experienced people, what I tend to like to do is to test their thinking process to solve a problem. And when you hire an intern or you hire somebody very, very new, sometimes they do not have the thinking process in that industry, and that's basically okay. But what you want to do is the values and how they're going to solve the problem, and asking them more thinking problems rather than solution-specific problems. Whereas you hire somebody that's of a specific, let's just say a media buyer, copywriter, and you pose them a very difficult problem, and a problem that is deemed unsolvable. You want to actually look through their thinking process on how actually they can think to solve the problem, right? And that is fundamentally more important as for me when I'm hiring. And just because if they are unable to think of a process-driven approach to actually solve that problem, they'll never be able to take the thinking off your plate, right? Basically, you always need to be the strategist. You always need to be the consultant to them. You always need to give them the solution. And that's not what you want in a hire, right? You want A-level players, and that's really how you find A-level players. You need to design a series of tasks, a series of questions really to determine and to actually find out whether they have that process and that thinking process, that solution-based answers, and even are they even having that work ethics, values, and culture fit as well, right? So there's an array of actually different questions, surveys, and even tasks for them to do before I even decide to whether I want to hire them. And if I am able to actually find somebody that's very, very good, I will pay them even more, because I know that the value for them coming into my company is way more than what I'm paying them. And that's really the goal of hiring, right? In the case when you can't afford somebody experienced, what you want to do is really understand why can't you afford them. Most of the time, if you're in an industry that's very manpower dependent, or your industry that's system dependent, right? In that case, you need a technician, not a thinker, and you do not need to hire expensive people, right? Really based on the context and business and direction of your business to really understand who you really need to hire. I can't really go more in depth into this because there's a lot of contextual and a lot of nuances into this. So if you have any questions, please type down in the comments about hiring, and I'll create another video about it and what we do, what our process is, and how we get great hires as well. Some of the hires have really generated over, I think, 300-400K for us, and actually most of them are already from intern to actually a full-time as well. So this is how we hire, and actually I want to show you exactly. A lot of people have really benefited from that, and I hope this actually benefit you as well. But if you have any questions about hiring, please leave them down below, especially in the agency, which is is manpower dependent as well. So the fourth part is really to dive deeper into positioning and omnipresence in your industry. Be it you're a consultant, service provider, course creator, or even you sell e-commerce or whatnot. You want to look into positioning and omnipresence. And omnipresence is basically being everywhere. You can use money ads, you can do paid media, you can use run all types of platforms, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everything that you can think of, even Google and stuff like that, right? So that's omnipresence. You can even do paid, organic, PR, whatever. As long as you're around, everywhere around, people know who you are, people read your content, people know, like, and trust you, be your brand, your personality, you were able to actually position yourself much better, right? So that's the first step of really positioning, being everywhere. Second step of positioning is either doing something that is very, very unique, having a unique process for something that is actually very competitive, or just basically doing a new vehicle for a new industry. Right, these are two parts of the positioning. There are obviously other ways, like using your story, using a great offer, and using different ways of funnels and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into it, but the most easiest way is to really have a unique process that you can position yourself differently, that you're expert, you're somebody known much better than other people, and it's something that do different from everybody else, or you really create a new market yourself through a new vehicle, through a new product, through a new solution to a certain problem, right? These are really two ways that you want to position yourself, and always the first mover effect in this position are much better. But however, in a competitive industry, you know that there are money in it, you want to actually stand out through uniqueness and through omnipresence and content, right? A lot of people would think that omnipresence is something that only big boys can do, but I tend to disagree at it. Omnipresence is only presence to people that matters, not people that don't matter. If you're doing a B2B industry, talk to people and target to people that matters to you, that want to buy from you. Do not talk to everybody. That's pointless, right? Branding stands either to people that matter, right? You want to brand yourself to people that matter, not people that don't matter. You don't want to brand to your mother, father, family members that might not necessarily buy from you. There's no point in that. But you want to brand to people that for me in my industry, coaches, consultants that already have a course, webinars, or like can't take their webinar in a Facebook ban and whatsoever, or at least have a certain amount of revenue, and actually I want to add them as friends, add them in LinkedIn, go all the way, create content like this, really kind of resonate with them. And that's how usually omnipresence, go run ads to them, retarget them, and then that when they actually talk about me, more about me, you see my name come pop up more and more and more in Facebook groups, in YouTube, LinkedIn, and all these kind of things, and then you become omnipresence. And you become positioned in the market to be known as an expert for something, even without actually having much results sometimes, or even without having much, running much ads. And that's the beauty of positioning and omnipresence. And we use that for our clients in the scaling stage. And for ourselves, I tend to do that, but more in an organic stage for talking to a lot of consultants and coaches. And if you can do that for a business, you can actually really scale that up very, very easily without much paid ads. You can be known for something and you'll basically be overbooked. Right now, I think last week alone, we actually had like 5 to 7 clients coming to us without me running a single spend on ads, without me running a single organic post. And that's just basically of positioning and omnipresence of people saying my name, people referring me everywhere around, right? So that's really the fourth biggest lesson. And if you actually master this, if you actually can do this, and if you want me to actually create a step-by-step video on actually how I do it, feel free to comment down below and let me know, and I actually can see if there's enough interest. Now actually we'll go and create a video specifically for coaches, consultants, and even agency services on how you actually can do that for your niche, industry, and step-by-step methods, right? A tutorial of sorts. And the last thing that I really want to share with everybody, depending on what industry you are and what business you are, that it's okay to fail, right? It is very, very okay to actually fail on your first few clients. It's okay to fail even when you're experienced. It's okay to fail even you've done this for quite a while. The reason being that we always put ourselves in a pedestal and our ego in check, and when we take clients that we feel that we can help and they don't go into succeed, they don't go into the path that we actually laid out for them, and we kind of hammer ourselves to it. We kind of get depressed. We kind of feel that we feel sorry for our clients, feel sorry for ourselves not being able to achieve the results that we want, and we feel that we are stupid, we are not good enough. And I always fall into this slump, especially when a client fails, when it doesn't go according to the way, when a client gets angry. I tend to actually not be okay with myself, and I always get into this mood that I feel that everything is always failing, and why am I doing so wrong? Why am I so lousy in everything I do? However, that I keep telling myself that I'm growing, and that it's only a matter of time when you reach a stage where you can help more people. And there's no such thing as being 100% winning rates. There's no such thing as helping every client getting achieved results. Agency-wise, client-wise, coaching-wise, even product-wise, not everybody is satisfied, and that's okay, right? What matters is we do our best. Sometimes this mood get me to not be able to do my best, and I'm still working on it. And however, I'm going to say that as long as we do our best at a point of time, and we are okay with it. Be okay with failing. And actually write down and be reflective of your actions, and always grow one step higher and higher and higher always. And that's really my take on it, right? The more you grow, the better. It doesn't matter the mistake you did before. It matters what you do ahead with the future and your present, with the clients that you have. And that really kept me going throughout all these years as an agency owner, be it how many clients that I take, right? So we come to the end of the video. Hope you guys like this video today. Really poured everything that I know, but if you guys want actually more information about running an agency or how to actually scale webinars, please comment down below and I can create more videos according to that type. As I run an agency, I won't be so free to actually create videos like this, but if there's enough demand, I will actually find some time during the weekends to kind of create it, send to my editor and actually post it on YouTube. Let me know what you guys think, and I hope to see you in the next video, and I'll catch you soon.